new Christmas holiday special! Tonight, back Mike Huff, special guest state representative Matt Pierce. Sharnayla Page Staler. And Durand Jones. Now please welcome Mike Adams and Addison Rogers. As always, let's hear it for Louis Rogers and his magnificent band featuring Ben Lumsdaine.
Some nice information.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks so much for being here. What a time. Louis Rogers and his magnificent band, folks. Let's hear it for him.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy holidays to you all. This is our fourth holidays show.
Number 4 already.
Yeah.
Wow.
It blew right by.
It did.
Yeah.
I thought I was gearing up for the first.
No, this is the fourth one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's why I wondered why you seemed like you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah. There's a number of reasons for that.
No, truthfully, yeah, a big reason for that is because this is our first show in 6 months.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Happened, and we're all here now.
Yeah, it's been a busy time, and a hard time.
Well, yeah.
6 months is a long time to go without getting paid.
That's been real sticky.
We've had a little trouble keeping up on the utility bills at our apartment.
It's been pretty cold for all of us.
Yeah. The weather kind of turned there recently, and
Yeah.
it's been tough.
I think the solution isn't a bad one.
Well, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
You know, we've kept the water on and the electricity,
Of course.
and we've paid the rent, so they haven't booted us yet. That's good.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I wasn't first into this idea that you had.
Yeah.
And I know Louis. I'm sorry. My tongue froze up.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's cold.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
right.
said,
It's
it's
so
gotten very
cold.
cold.
And I know he fought you tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once we made the first few blocks and we put them up, I thought it looked great.
Well, we should explain what you're talking about.
Oh, sure.
So, we fell behind on the gas bill. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
But like I said, 6 months without a paycheck.
That's gonna happen.
Only our savings to live on. Luckily, we had 6 months worth of most of our savings that we needed. So our gas got turned off. So in our apartment, it's been very cold. So we had this idea. Lou had an old tote from where he carries around tambourines and like these little keyboards or toys or whatever he's got.
Knickknacks. He calls them knickknacks.
Yeah. And so, like I said, the electricity and water is still good. So we've been filling every night before we all climb in bed and huddle up. We've been filling the tote with water and jamming it into the freezer.
Yeah.
So that it can.
Well, I mean, barely. We just leave
Yeah.
it near the freezer.
We have to kind of duct tape the door because it won't close all the way. So
Yeah,
we have to put some
yeah.
duct tape around it.
But I mean, really, it's cold enough.
And usually by morning or midday,
Yeah,
the
right.
block has frozen completely. And
After
we've
my soaps are over,
That's
I
right.
take it out, and we line it up. Either we've gotten 2 full walls now.
Mm-hmm.
Which we heard that igloos keep warmth and stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to line all the walls and the ceiling with blocks of ice.
We're turning the apartment into an igloo.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It makes perfect sense.
It's taking a long time, but I think you're going to see. Well, you'll see when you get warm once we get all the ice in place.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Until then, still very cold.
Yeah.
I'm a little afraid for my life.
Louis, you drink water and you eat corn. Those things have been around for hundreds of years at least.
Yeah.
And igloos have been made for just as long, if not longer.
and sustained people through much harder times than what we're living
Oh,
in right
exactly. That's what, they always say that. Alaskans, state of hardships.
I don't think that's right. That doesn't seem right.
Mike, have you heard about this thing, frostbite?
I've heard about it.
Okay.
You get necrotized from being too cold,
Yeah.
as far as I understand.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been like 5 or 6 weeks we've been trying this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the cold's gotten to me.
Yeah. Well, pretty soon we're going to be able to seal it up and we'll be back to normal.
It'll be fine.
And we can keep... Look at these people that turned out for this show.
Oh, right.
If we can... That's
right.
If we can get this many people to show up every time we do one of these, and we do one twice a week, what was the cover charge to get in here?
It was $0.
It was what?
$0, Mike. We don't charge anything in this show.
0?
Is that always the
It's really
case?
unfortunate.
Really?
That's why we live in an igloo.
All right. Well, we'll have a talk about this soon.
Yeah, that's
But in the meantime, we've got a very great show for you tonight. A big one. That's right.
Oh, boy.
I think we're gonna go ahead and jump right in.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
I'm
very excited about our first guest tonight. He is your District 61 representative in the Indiana State House of Representatives. Here he is. Give him a big, warm welcome, Representative Matt Pierce.
Oh, I'm just a bill, yeah, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long way to the capital city. It's a long, long way till the bill gets pretty on now.
Appropriate music for you. Yeah. Matt
Bill,
Pierce,
my
folks. Yeah. So Matt, you are the District 61 representative
Correct.
in our state for the House. Can you explain to folks what encompasses District 61?
It's a little bit hard, but because the Republicans do what's called gerrymandering, so it's like this weird meandering thing. You
Right.
cross the street, 1 minute you're in, the next minute you're out. You can't hardly figure
Sure.
it out. They have like a map with you. But basically, the simplest way to say it is that...
I think we have one.
Oh, excellent. There you go. There you go. We should have a contest, see what that reminds people of.
Right.
as they look at it.
Rorschach. Yeah, that's good.
But you can see that I'm mostly the city of Bloomington, and then go up in a little bit of the rural area north of town. But that's in it. And when the map was redrawn after the last census, the district actually shrank. I used to go all the way up to the Morgan County line, and because the population shifts and things, and the way they wanted to design a district, they kind of packed all my favorite Democrats right in there with me. So I like that.
And how long have you been in the House?
I've served for 14 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So, not much happening there at the moment, correct?
Oh, very boring.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we don't technically start for real until the January 4th, I think, is our
Okay,
kickoff.
great.
So.
And how often you live in Bloomington, correct?
Right,
Yeah, and
right.
how often are you traveling back and forth from here to Indianapolis?
Well, when we're in session, we're usually doing something Monday through Thursday, and then Friday's considered a district day. Because the other thing you have to know is Indiana has what's called a citizen legislature. So the idea is that we all have regular jobs, which I have a full-time job teaching at IU.
Mm-hmm.
And our employer expects us to do that job.
Right.
And then during the months when the legislature's in session, you
This
go
angry
up.
mob expects you to do that job.
Right, exactly, exactly. So you gotta go like two bosses, and you gotta keep them happy, which can
Right.
get a little crazy sometimes. But so Friday was kind of set aside as a day to do your other job or meet with people in the district and things. So Monday through Thursday, I kind of commute back and forth up to Indianapolis. We'll be in session. This upcoming year is called a long session. It's when we do the budget. That's a big deal, a 2-year budget. So we'll be in session from January 4th until April 29th. And then in the election year, it's what's called a short session, which was created to handle only emergencies.
Okay.
But nowadays, we just handle everything. So we do the same amount of work we would in a long session. We just compress it from the beginning of January till the middle of March. And so that's
Wow,
okay.
okay.
It's like a super sprint kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the general. So during that time, I'm up there a lot. And then during the summer and the fall, there's not a lot going on, but they have these things called interim study committees they create, where you study different issues and supposedly spend more time learning about them before you actually create legislation about them. And that they might meet 3 or 4 times over the summer and the fall.
Okay. Cool. And how many of those committees do you sit on?
I lose track. I think I'm on about 4
Okay,
committees. But they just did the committee assignments for the new General Assembly because we had an election, so I've kind of been shifted around a little bit.
Speaking of the election,
Yes, if we have to.
Right.
It's the holiday time. We really shouldn't talk about that a lot.
Right, we probably
Yes,
shouldn't.
exactly.
Yeah, we got to practice not bringing it up around the dinner table. Yeah. Let me ask you this. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show, my familiarity with you comes through mostly the League of Women Voters legislative updates. And I've always been very impressed at how cool-headed you can remain through some major opposition. So I'm wondering if you can tell us what is the general vibe of the Democrats in the House right now heading into 2017? How are people feeling, the professionals? How are
Right.
people feeling whose job this is moving forward?
Deep depression.
Okay.
No, actually, it's not quite that bad. The thing that's
Hey,
really...
all right.
No. The thing that's depressing about it is kind of a run up to the election and kind of the polling, the feedback we were getting. The expectation was that the Democrat would be elected governor. He was consistently ahead, so that was a little bit strange how he went down. And then we thought we'd probably pick up, I don't know, around 5 more seats or so for the Democrats, which would break what's called the supermajority. Because right now, under the Constitution, 2/3 of the members have to be present in order to conduct business.
Okay.
Well, until the maps got redrawn the last time around, if the minority party, sometimes the Republicans, sometimes the Democrats, if they really thought something was terrible or they wanted to slow the place down to give the public a chance to figure out what's going on, they could do what's called going to caucus, and that's where you go in the basement and you get in a room, and you do this occasionally to discuss deep political strategy and what you ought to be doing, and sometimes you can say, you know what, it's going to take us days and days to figure it out. And that kind of creates a timeout, because they can't conduct any business unless they have 67 of the 100 members on the House floor. Well, now they have 70 members, the Republicans Party alone. So what that means is whether the Democrats are there or not, they can just go and do what they want. And so we were really hoping we could break that supermajority. And because of the turnout patterns, it didn't happen. But oddly enough, we did pick up 1 seat, and we're one of the few Democratic caucuses in the whole country to actually gain a seat during this kind of wipeout.
Great. Well, hey, that's good news for you.
So,
This show is no longer apolitical. Just thought I should make that clear before we
It's now apolitical.
no time for that. Yeah, that's right. It is now a apolitical show. That's right. Very good. Yeah. So, Matt, that brings me. So you're giving us so many details here, which is something I appreciate very much. What is the best way for these folks, many of whom I assume are your constituents?
by the way, I love you all.
That's right. Yeah. Let's say hypothetically, you've got a room full of constituents in front of you who are now suddenly interested in becoming politically active, more so than they were in the previous 8 years or so.
Right.
Give or take. What is the best way for an average Joe, from your perspective, to learn what's happening with the government as it's happening?
Well, the great thing is that this whole crazy internets thing that's kind of come up from nowhere, social media,
Sweeping the nation.
and sweeping the nation, all this crazy online stuff. You really can watch everything in real time. It used to be that what gave lobbyists such power is you had to be there trolling the halls, asking people what's happening, sitting in the committee hearings, and you had to invest a lot of time being up there and just like watching what's going on, who's doing what to who. And now everything happens online. So all of our committee hearings where we discuss the bills and vote on them are streamed live on the internet, and then they're archived. All of the bills and amendments, all the things we consider are posted up online pretty much in real time now.
Where online is the best place to see
Okay,
this?
so if you go to the official State of Indiana site, which is www.in.gov,
We'll throw it up right here on the
and
screen.
just click on the link that says General Assembly, and you'll get the General Assembly page, and you'll see all kinds of information. It'll have all the members, the committees they serve on, the video feeds of the committee hearings that are happening. It'll have the calendar, which has a list of the bill topics that are going to be discussed that day. You can drill down and look at all the amendments that people have filed, and then if you want, you can watch the floor debate live over the internet as well, and it's archived. So if you're really interested, if you got a good internet connection, it's almost like being there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, how about that?
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's great. So, maybe people don't have time to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that becomes an issue. Is the
Absolutely.
amount of time that, like you said, you basically working 2 full-time jobs. These people have part-time jobs, at least. I hope, because we need to get paid.
Exactly. Come on.
So, what is the best thing that one of your constituents can do for you as their representative to help you move things along through the House? Of course, you're doing the work, but what is it what's the best route for people to go to assist you?
Yeah, so here's the key thing, because what happens a lot of times, if there's an issue, like, for example, trying to reduce the amount of logging going on our state forest, that's an issue I've worked on. A lot of people care about that. And so the groups that care about that issue that are organized will put the word out. It's like, tell everybody to vote for this bill or vote for this amendment. And I'll get slammed with like 300 emails saying like, vote for this, and I'll write back, yeah, I'm with you, this is great. And it's good to hear from people. But then the legislators around me who maybe are less inclined to vote to reduce the amount of logging in the forest, they're like not hearing from anybody. And they don't really, this is kind of an ugly truth, but it's kind of the way the democratic system works. Here it
Good
comes.
stuff. Here we go.
Legislators don't care about anybody but the people that can vote for them. Right? So I care about the people who live in my little block, right? And so, because my job is to represent the people that live within my district, right? If I start voting what the other people think, then I'm not really doing my job. So it's the same thing for the people around us who have part of our county, and they go up to Morgan County or down to Lawrence County. They want to hear from their people. So the hardest thing to do, if you really want to impact the bill beyond just contacting me or Senator Stoops, who represents this area, you have to do all this networking and get involved with groups or do social media or something to get your friends and neighbors who live in other people's district. Particularly, the Republicans have the supermajority, so they get to kind of call the shots at the end of the day. So you want to have their constituents communicating to them, and so that means you got to figure out, where do my friends and neighbors live? How can I help kind of fire people up?
By posting stuff on Facebook every single day.
Exactly, Facebook and.
Halfway there.
Different places, yeah. So,
Yeah.
so that's the real key, and that's what they call the grassroots kind of movement, right? It's got to come from grow from the bottom up.
So you mentioned different groups and things, and I mentioned the League of Women Voters, who I have a lot of respect for earlier. Are there other groups in town that you would recommend to people in terms of being proactive?
Well, it seems like there's, for about every issue, there's usually a group that's organized around it. So you just kind of think about, what do I care about the most? If I care about education, there's a group called the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, ICP.
Yeah.
And there's a Monroe County branch, and they're really concerned about vouchers and charter schools, and a lot of money getting kind of shifted away from public schools. And so that's a group you can go with. We talked about the Indiana Forest Alliance. Cares about logging. So you can probably look out there and find a group that's hooked up with an issue that you care about, and you can kind of help multiply your power by working with them, because they're trying to do this grassroots kind of stuff, getting people involved. The League of Women Voters is great. They don't lobby on issues or take sides. They're just neutral, but they have 3 or 4 times a session on Saturday morning down at City Hall. They have a forum where anybody can come and ask a question.
Yeah, it's great.
And
really educational stuff.
Yeah, a lot of legislators show up seeing, you can say, why did you vote that way? I want to know. Or thank you for voting that way. Whatever your...
And they're generally bipartisan, too. And part of the thing I really appreciate about seeing you at those things is that, it's you and Bob Heaton sitting there together discussing the same issue from opposite sides of the aisle, which I find very informative.
Yeah, it's changed a lot because, again, before the maps were redrawn in 2011, when I would go to League of Women Voters, it'd be one Democrat on one side of me, one Democrat on the other. And we were all Democrats that represented this general area, because it's kind of a Democratic area. After the redrawing of the maps, there's like all these districts to come in from afar. And so now Senator Stoops and I sit there, we're in the minority. We're completely surrounded by Republicans. Like, this is really strange to have so many Republicans in Bloomington.
Yeah.
They need like a police escort to get in and then get out. But it does give you a good idea of the different viewpoints.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are a little less clear than they could be, perhaps, on what their issues are. But if you kind of really smoke them out, you can.
Well, and I feel not only that, I feel like with that being said, I feel like you can get an idea of the operations that are happening, in
Yeah,
ways that are
yeah,
happening,
right.
even if it's not what's explicitly said.
Yeah, and that's what I try to do without getting thrown out of the club, is kind of say, here's what's really going on in the background. Here's what's really happening when
Well,
somebody
actually,
says this,
yeah.
it means that.
And I appreciate that so much. That's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on. I feel like you're very clear and open with all this stuff. Thanks so much, Matt, for being on. Really appreciate it. Let's hear from Matt Pierce.
All right, great. Thanks a lot.
Oh, real quick. Aside from the house web address, where can people find you if they want to contact you or talk to you or be in touch?
You can just send me an email at h as in house 61, which is my district number, at in.gov.
Great. Matt Pierce, folks. We'll be right back with more of the Mike Adams Show Christmas Special. Thanks so much, Matt.
Oh, you better not what? You better not cry.
Hello, this is WWE's Mick Foley instructing you to head over to flannelgraphrecords.com right now. Do not hesitate. Head over there and order Mike Adams at his honest weight. He does this amazing rendition of Old Toy Trains, the Roger Miller Christmas classic. He does a wonderful job. It's on 7-inch vinyl, and I'm on the B-side talking about my fondness for that song, the greatest Christmas song of all time. Do it now.
Real quick here, I have a special announcement to make. Today, as you know, because it was on your calendar with a big notification to come to this show, it is December 18th.
Whoa.
And December 18th, 2016, happens to be the 35th birthday of my good friend, Lennon Beasley. Lennon, stand right here. Yeah, stand right here, Lennon. So why don't we all sing happy birthday to Lennon before we continue with the show?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lennon. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, buddy. All right.
Casey, you're getting older, and it would seem that you've been living in a dream for too long. Are you growing sober? Because it would seem that you've been meaning to come clean for too long. La, la, la.
Welcome back.
Wow!
Welcome back.
Dang!
Mike Adams Show Christmas Special.
Oh, I feel so much cheer in me.
Yeah. Oh, you know, is our guest ready, Jared? What? Is our guest ready? Oh yeah. Okay, perfect.
Oh, wonderful.
Something I was thinking about
Sure.
before we got going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a son now.
The guy in the bathroom.
Yeah. And I also have a nephew,
Yeah.
and it's Christmas time,
Oh, sure.
which means gift. Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep the must in Christmas.
I keep the Riz in Christmas.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it's the funnest part of it.
gift buying, as we've discussed on the show many times, it stresses me out.
Sure.
No
You
end.
can't take it, I can.
You're so good at it, as we've discussed many times.
Sure.
And I am not. I
well-
panic. I don't know what to do. I've got 2 young kids in my life. We know Lou's got a ton of young kids in his life.
Oh, exactly. The ones in the backyard.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they're shoveling now. Yeah, they're shoveling snow for you.
Not too well. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get down on these kids. They don't have coats, but still.
They're all very
Come on,
poor
you-
workers.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, sure.
When I was a kid, it was like you get one of those eggs of silly putty, and you get like a shoestring, and it's like, oh, what a Christmas. You know, this- what a wonderful
I know
time
that.
of
I
year.
know that same feeling.
Nowadays, they get the internet. These kids, they want these insane toys. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, thanks to Jared making some calls for us, I've hooked up a guest for us today, an expert guest in the hottest gifts for boys this holiday season.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's bring him
The
on
girls are
now.
the easiest. The boys are the hard ones.
Let's bring him on now. Here's friend of the show, Billy.
Carried by a man, it's the running wind. Little boy, don't think it's time to go to bed.
I'm sorry, I didn't really know your handshake there, Billy.
Is a daps.
That's a daps.
Yeah.
What up, Billy?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me on your show.
So, Billy, remind us how old you are.
I'm 10 years old. I'm a student at Child's Elementary School.
Great, yeah.
That's an easy one to remember.
I just love the name of that school. Yeah, it's appropriate.
Right.
Yeah. I work at Adult's Job. Yeah.
I don't get what you're...
So, Billy, you've done some research for us, and you've got basically a gift guide for idiots like me.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
thought
is that
this
right?
was a kid's show. I thought there was going to be
Oh.
kids here.
Well, Lewis is here. That's about as
Yeah.
close as we can get. You're actually not really allowed in here at the moment. We're kind of bending the rules to let you in this beer joint.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell your folks. It's
My
cool.
mom is here, actually.
Oh.
She said it was okay, though.
She's cool. I've met her. She's cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Nice lady. Yeah. So, Billy, what do you think? Like I said earlier, I've got a kid and a nephew of my own.
I brought some slides I thought we could look at.
Okay.
I picked out a couple of things that I thought might be good for this year. This is life-sized Leonardo friend action doll. It is cool because it's a toy. That's not me, but it's cool because it's a toy, but it's kind of big, so he's kind of like he could be like a friend if you don't have that many friends. And he's also like a karate guy, so he's got like a katana action. There's a button you push on him. So that's cool, and if there's like a guy bothering you, you can be like, this is my friend, he knows karate.
Yeah.
That kid up there he was like very, very happy and very assured on the streets.
Yeah, well, it's because he's got his cool friend. But there's, this is a
What is
Giga
this?
Ball.
A what?
It's a Giga Ball.
Gigaball.
Gigaball.
The Gigaball.
Now I'm more familiar with gigabytes.
You
How's
can
it
get
compare?
it. You can get it at Bed Bath or Target. They have
Okay.
Target.com. They're pretty cheap, but so these are, you can see it's kind of like you're the Pokemon. But then also it's cool. It's cool because if you have it in your backyard and like maybe there's a guy who's chasing you and you just get it there and then it's like, oh, I'm safe. You plug up the hole, and then it's also cool because then if the guy's outside is like, I'm gonna beat you up, you're like, no way, and you roll over him and smush him.
Sounds like the life of a 10-year-old is dangerous.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, what do we have here? What's going on here?
So-
This is a gift.
What
This
happened to
is
that
a-
kid's hair?
I think he looks really good. This is a good choice. Maybe if you have somebody on your list who, like, the kids in school are like, you're so small. What a wuss. Like, I'll beat you up again.
Again? Again?
Well, then so then you go to school and then you're wearing this is a P90X brand muscle cool guy shirt, optional sunglasses. But so you go to school and you're like, then they're like, oh, little whip, and you're like, no, and you take off your shirt and you're like, I'm a strong guy now.
It's intimidation.
Yeah, and then you seem really cool,
Yeah.
really strong.
Does that thing stretch? Because I would want it like, you know, if you're gonna like, or wait, no, okay. I guess probably if you've already
You want it
shown
on your
the muscles.
size is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes for adults.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What's that cost, Billy? What is something like that going to set a parent back?
If you go on Halloween USA closeouts.com, I think it's, I don't know. It's pretty cheap. It's like $59.99.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Affordable. Yeah,
You do your homework,
affordable
Billy. That's
muscles.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like a year at Planet Fitness.
but you look at him.
Yeah, but
He
then
looks so intimidating.
Yeah,
but if you go that route, you don't get all the donuts and pizza.
that's true. Free donuts and pizza at the gym.
Planet Fitness. That's why I have 3 stickers on my car.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Billy, what, these all seem kind of specific, these gifts, in a funny way. You seem a little on edge.
Well, it's just if my mom was here, so I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe just these might be helpful for me.
Helpful. Well,
Let's go on to the next one, okay? Okay, this is the
radical. That's radical.
this is the final gift on the list that I brought for you today, Mike. But it's this is kind of a big ticket item, but this could really seal the deal if you're trying to help your son be cool. But this is a Power Wheels brand 12-volt electronic scooter with sidecar, flaming fuselage edition.
Yeah.
But just picture like the first day back from Christmas break, and like the buses are, everyone's waiting outside. The buses are all lined up, and it's like, oh, who's that? Billy, you look so cool. And then be like, yeah. And also, I got the muscles.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, who wants to ride in my sidecar? And it's like, everybody does. So it's just to take it up, help me feel a little better.
A friend maker.
Yeah, Fred Baker at school.
Yeah. Well, Billy, I think it's safe to say that after tonight, you've got a lot of friends in this room.
Thanks,
Yeah. Thanks so much for the help, Billy. And the gift
Thanks,
guide.
everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Billy's mom. Hope you took notes on that.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. What's up?
Also, if you haven't bought me presents yet, you can get any of those too.
Yeah.
So,
Addison will
I
take
didn't
those.
want to be
Not-
weird
not
about
for
it.
kids only. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I just think that.
They're
that-
mostly for kids, though, those choices.
Yeah, but I think I can fit in that second one.
Yeah.
Look good on you. Like a wrestler.
Oh no, that third one.
The second one, no, the muscle suit.
No, the big
Gigaball.
The Gigaball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got my bottom half in the Gigaball.
Yeah. How was the size of that
Roll,
gigaball? How big
roll
was
around.
that gigaball? How big
Well,
are we talking?
I think it's like
Oh,
4
wait.
foot by 4 foot.
Yeah, the kid got in the whole thing.
Well, I didn't know how big the kid was.
That's
I could fit in there.
You fit in the gigaball.
I think so. I hope
Okay.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Well, Billy, thanks so much for the gift guide,
Thanks, Mike.
for the help. Let's hear it for Billy, everybody. We're going to take another short break. We'll be right back with more of the Mike Adams Show Christmas special.
Toy train, the toy train.
We're coming back! We're back again! Yeah. Welcome back, folks, to the Mike Adams Show Christmas special number 4.
Numero quattro.
How you feeling?
feeling great.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I got like a lot of good political business I need to get to.
Uh-huh.
Got a bunch of awesome presents that I need to either buy for my kid friends or for myself after the season, depending what I get.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good?
Hope you guys got some good ideas from everything that's happened so far.
Good enough, yeah. You're doing fine enough. That's good. Yeah.
It's been a long season, Mike.
It has. Hey, our next guest tonight, I'm very excited. Tattooist, painter, artist in general. Here she is, Sharnayla Page Staler. Louis Rogers and his band.
Magnificent as he is.
Sharnayla, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, our pleasure. We're here to talk about your tattoos, which is what you're up to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me get in order here. Sorry. How long have you been tattooing people?
Well,
I'm good at this.
actually, for a very long time, since I was about 16, my
Mhm.
friends and I would get together and have some drinks and test out some needles.
So, this is okay. So a little tipsy, a little wobbly. Let's tattoo.
Just feeling it out. But for the past year and a half, I've been taking it seriously, and I really admire the collaborative aspect of tattooing, and it's nice to get together with friends and make a design for them that they can wear.
Yeah. You said you're getting a little more serious about it now. So maybe you can describe to us the stages of tattooing. Like you said, early on, you're so drunk you can barely see straight, and you're sticking people with needles. And now you got a serious enterprise going. So what is the sort of evolution, or for you, what has the evolution been from being a teenager and being interested in tattoos to now being an adult who is professionally doing tattoos? And you've got equipment and things, like you've got legitimate equipment. How do you go from sticking people with a pin to the legit stuff?
Well, I suppose a couple of years back, I bought some equipment, and I've always admired the aesthetic of tattooing, and I was drawn to it because of the collaborative aspect of it. So, I started getting together with friends and talking about concepts and designing it for them. It's really interesting, actually, to manifest someone's concept into a design that they can wear, or my own, and whether it's like a meaningful design or not, it is the experience that's very important about it, and I really enjoy the experience of tattooing.
So most of the time, are people coming to you and saying, I've got this kind of vague idea of what I want, can you design something? Or is it like, I've got this design, can you stick it on my body?
It depends. Yeah, sometimes with this piece, for instance.
Oh yeah, we got some right here.
This is my design. I've used this piece for a while now. It was a print at first, and I've tried different mediums with it. And I like repetition, so this is almost like a flash piece of sorts. This one represents Eve.
Okay.
So I do use a lot of symbology in my work. I am inspired by mythology, traditions, religion. They're all wonderful concepts.
Yeah, sure.
So this is an illustration by Nadezhda Fava.
What?
Nadezhda Fava. So this was a piece that someone presented to me, and then I tattooed it for them.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of creative control in this, but it is interesting to use someone else's piece of work and make it my own.
Yeah. So let me ask you about this. Your style, obviously, here, it's very fine, a lot of fine detail, and I know you do a lot of stipple work as well.
Yes.
So who are some of your influences in that regard?
Stippling, Aboriginal art, a lot of it is just dots made into designs, and I've always loved the simplicity of that. So that's where I get the stippling from. But the fine detail work, I think it looks, for me aesthetically, I prefer that on skin rather than a tattoo being bold and upon itself. Upon itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Obnoxious. It's the word. That's yeah. Tell us about this one. What are we seeing here?
So this is Persephone. She was a Greek goddess in Greek mythology. A friend came to me and asked me to design a piece based off her. This design, the way she's sitting, was based off a carving from Locri, Italy. So she's sitting down. She's meant to be opening I think it's pronounced a pnyx.
Okay.
Opening the pnyx, and her son is inside it.
Oh.
But she symbolizes grain and harvest, and she's also the queen of the underworld.
Okay, of course, sure, yeah, naturally. It's really beautiful stuff. I mean, the detail is the thing that gets me. Like, I look at this. What is this? This halo. That's in someone's skin. This is a human. Not bad at all. Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah. Okay, here's another one. What's this one? Tell us about this.
So I had complete creative control over this one. A friend came to me and she wanted me just to design something for her, and I do incorporate a lot of astrology into my work. So she is a Pisces,
Okay.
which is a water sign, and that's algae next to the deer skull, and I also base it off some of her personality characteristics.
Okay. So you mostly know the people you're working with personally.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of them. I've only had a few people contact me
Out of the
from
blue.
out of town.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But mostly people I work with, which is really nice.
Yeah, great. Coworkers.
Makes
So,
it personal.
okay, let me ask you this. You're tattooing people that you know,
Mhm.
and you've bought the gear, you got the stuff. What's the learning curve like? Like, how many people are out there with tattoos that you're like, I didn't know what I was doing quite yet. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, and now you're this pro.
Some of
we've
them
seen
are
this
on
stuff
me
you
too.
make. Yeah, right. Yeah. So what is that like? What's like? The fascinating thing for me is like the guts that it would take to permanently put ink on someone for the first time. There has to be a first time, you know. So what is it like getting over that until you're confident to do it? You've tattooed Ben,
Yeah.
the magnificent Ben. You've tattooed me. Yeah.
Well, I would say, I mean, I definitely have not taken the modern route of tattooing, and I did have a lot of tattoos prior to doing more tattoos regularly on other people. So I think it's best to receive tattoos from someone who has had a lot of experience or try it out on oneself.
Right. So you know they're really
But
committed to it. It's
Yeah,
like, look, I did this to
definitely.
myself.
Definitely.
I live with it every day. So you can trust me. Yeah.
So these two gentlemen already have tattoos. I am inkless. What would you recommend for somebody like me?
Great question.
Yeah. I mean, just like, you know, I was like, hey, I got myself this wad of cash. I want something permanent
Burn in
on
a
me.
hole. Yeah.
Exactly.
It depends on how serious you are about it,
Let's
or
say I'm a
how
very
serious
serious
you
individual.
are about your own skin. I mean, you can
Oh.
always get it covered up or removed, right?
Sure. Yeah. And that's how you start every session.
Hey, don't worry about it. We can always.
Correct it. We'll get this fixed.
Yeah, right. This is only step one in this whole crazy process.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a certain spot that you usually like? If someone is unclear, they're like, I'm thinking about there, and there. Like, is there a certain spot also that it seems like is best to go with?
Yeah, skin is different all over the body, depending on what tattoo we're doing.
That's That's a fact.
Don't know what you're talking about, but please keep talking.
Yeah, I would recommend different areas for different tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty all right. Now, and I don't want to get off topic, but
Yeah,
I've
sure.
noticed. Where from the South are you?
Great question.
I can't place. I don't
You
know.
wouldn't have heard of it.
Okay. Super cool.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, maybe explain that to us. What you said, Aboriginal art is influencing you. So maybe you should let these people in on the joke. You're not from the South at all.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know.
No.
Well, not the South of the United States.
Oh.
Farther south.
Mexico.
That's right.
I get that. That's cool. Mexico.
No, where are you from, Sharnayla?
I am from New South Wales, Sydney, Australia.
How about
Australia.
International.
So close.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, cool. Good. Glad we
And
got that out there.
Yeah.
I feel dumb, but let's keep talking.
How'd you get to the U.S.?
I met a boy.
Not bad at all. Yeah, Uncle Sam.
Hell of a chin beard. What a hat.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. All right. How have you found that the time I assume has passed since when you're doing tattoos in Australia, doing tattoos now? But do you find that there is a much of a difference between giving people tattoos in Australia versus here, or what art is picked for the tattoo?
Yeah, absolutely. In America, there is American traditional tattooing. So Australia is influenced by American traditional. But I would say a lot of the work that is popular in Australia is black work, fine line work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is different.
Yeah, sure.
So let's say everyone in here now wants to get a tattoo from you, which is probably true, right?
Yeah.
How do they find you?
You can contact me at sharnstaler@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. We'll flash that on the screen here as well. And where are you doing the tattoos? You got a shop?
Yeah, I have a studio set up in my house. It's a very calm, beautiful studio.
It's a fact. I've been there. Yeah. It's great.
There are some plants and a nice bed, some artwork.
Yeah. I got to
some
pick.
incense.
Yeah. I got to pick what record I wanted to put on.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
What did you go with, Mike?
I went with the A side of ELO's Time record.
Beautiful.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
I can do anything with that side of the
That's right.
record. Yeah.
Sharnayla, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Will you stick around? We're just going to keep rolling, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Will you hang around? Yeah. Yeah. Sharnayla Page Staler, folks. Great. So, we've got another very special guest for you here tonight. I don't know where... Jared has disappeared. I don't know what... He was supposed to be the one telling me what to do, and so now he's completely vanished.
Am I second in command when that happens?
I think so. I think you're up.
Okay, first in command.
You're like the vice... Whatever, Jared. You're Vice Jared.
Vice Jared.
Yeah.
Vice Cheek.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, as Vice Cheek, I'll tell you something. What do you need to be told?
Well, nothing. Really. I know. Listen, I'm a professional. I've been doing this now. This is my 4th time. Come on. I know what I'm doing.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm going to tell you about that is our next guest is a musician. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. And he's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Durand Jones.
Hey.
Oh, I liked everything about that.
Durand, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
Durand Jones, folks.
Can I make a shout out real quick?
Of course.
My bandmate Kyle is in the back. Hey, Kyle.
Kyle. There he is. I see him back there.
So beautiful.
Wow.
He's back there with Billy's mom.
Hey now.
Can't tell what they're up to. That's weird.
That's life. That's how it happens.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Right here in the bar.
What a story, though, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that's what.
And the
Durand,
4th annual.
Hey,
thanks, man, for being here.
did your wife make this set, by the way?
Yes.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
Guys.
Amazing.
Jess
Yeah.
Elaine Adams.
Jessica Adams is responsible. She came over this morning at like 10. No, it was later, noon, and was here by herself all day long until we showed up, and it was like this amazing
This
thing.
is fancy.
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah. Feels good. Yeah.
Feels great.
Yeah. Durand, what's new with you, man?
Oh, you know, it's cold, man.
Oh, you're not from here, right?
No, I was in Louisiana yesterday, actually, and it was like 85 degrees.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got on like 4 pairs of socks right now.
Okay. Great.
You know, like, I'm just not ready for this, man.
Yeah, you got off the plane on a t-shirt. Shocked. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Where in Louisiana?
A really small town called Hillaryville. But if any of you guys are ever in Hillaryville, we call it Harrahville.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
just
on
take out the
insider
L's, you
info.
know.
Yeah. That's good. So where is that?
So let's say this is like this is the top part of Louisiana. This is like the foot part.
Yeah.
I'm like somewhere around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great. And how did you end up in Bloomington?
School.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Music?
Yeah.
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 So what did you study in school?
I actually studied classical saxophone. I was doing undergrad music education at this small university called Southeastern Louisiana University, SLU for short.
Okay.
And my teacher here was doing a small residency down there, and he liked my playing. He was like, "You should come up to Bloomington with me next semester," and I did.
Had you been before?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
What did you think when you got here?
Whenever my dad and I were driving up here, we were passing through a bunch of cornfields. He's like, "Where the hell are we going?"
Seems about right. Yeah.
But once we got here, it was really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to Bloomington
Yeah.
from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you here? Let me say this first. You got a new record out. New self-titled record. Durand Jones and the Indications. And it's fantastic. So what I'm asking you is, how long between when you got here, you're in the Jacobs School of Music, until you start putting this band together to make this record, writing these songs? What was going on in between those things?
I'd say it was maybe like 3 months. I came up here with no intention to be a singer at all. I wanted to be strictly classical saxophonist, but we see how that worked out. So I had an assistantship with the IU Soul Review. Anybody seen that?
Yeah, Soul Review, yeah. That's right, it's great.
Yeah, and shout out to the African American Arts Institute.
Yeah.
So I was writing horn charts for that group, and they're really short on guys, and the director asked me to sing a Marvin Gaye tune, and I reluctantly did it, and that's how I met Blake Ryan. He was the student sound engineer, also the guitarist on the album, and a really good collaborator, and he handed me this Charles Bradley CD. He was like, "Dude, we should totally jam." I was like, "Who the hell is this dude?" And but yeah, it just led to one thing after another. We would always hang out on Sundays and listen to soul tunes, and then eventually the listening sessions turned into jam sessions.
Have you seen Charles Bradley live?
I haven't, but I want to so bad.
This is me bragging for a moment. I got to see him at the Bluebird the first time he came through.
I had to miss that show.
It was one of the most electrifying things I've ever seen.
Did you get a hug from him at the end?
I didn't, but I could tell that I could have.
That's my dream, man.
He was amazing. Yeah. So he's an influence on you.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I love that guy.
Yeah.
His records are great.
Yeah.
That whole Daptone thing, I think they're doing great stuff. So that was actually, I was going to ask you that as well. Like, your record is a solid soul record. So is that something that you have been into all along since you started playing saxophone? Or is it like you said, you got the Charles Bradley CD. Was there older stuff before that that was like what you were into?
I sang in groups before. Like I sang some soul stuff, but I never really intended to make a career out of it.
Sure.
So I don't know.
But
Just find the
you
way.
wrote or co-wrote most of the songs on the record, right?
Yeah.
How many?
I think there's 8 out of the 8. I co-wrote 6 of them. So.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So how long have you been writing songs?
Honestly,
only recently?
Only recently.
God. Lou's been working hard at it for years, and he's only just starting to get kind of good.
These guys are so good. By the way, is this the new addition right here?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
That is so hip.
Permanent
I
fixture
love
at the
it.
Bishop. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, all right.
So, you're recently writing songs, and you're co-writing them. What's the process like for co-writing a song with someone? I don't do that very often. These guys do it together, but they're brothers, so it doesn't count. What's it like working with a someone you just met at the Soul Review, and suddenly you're writing songs together? What's that process feel like?
Basically, it's really simple. Someone comes up with a riff of some sorts, and we just work off of that. Initially, it just started off with Blake Rind and Aaron Fraser and I.
Okay.
We would just hang out in the basement. Someone would have some type of melody. Aaron would get on drums, Blake would get on guitar. And I would just start singing some words, and Aaron would be like, hey, instead of singing the words like that, why don't you try to do something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It just worked out, man.
Real collaboration. Yeah, that's cool. No, that's great. So it sounds like you trust these guys pretty well.
I do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So, how does it go from we're just jamming in the basement to let's make this completely badass sounding record, and how did you get it to sound that way? I really need to know.
I don't know, man. It was just really organic. We didn't rush. We didn't really have an intention of releasing an album. We actually did the song Smile, and we shared it with Terry Cole at Coal Mine Records, and he really liked it. And he asked us if we had some more tunes, and we said, yeah. He was like, well, I'd like to put out an album of you guys.
So Coal Mine did the single?
Yes.
Okay, great. And that how did you know about Coal Mine, and or what's your connection to them?
Blake Ryan would travel between, he's from Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
And in between there, he would stop at Coal Mine, and yeah, he would.
And they're in Ohio, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and so he would stop and he would chat with Terry, and they would talk tunes, and yeah, he shared our stuff with him one time, and he was really impressed. And, yeah.
Have they been pretty involved or hands off with getting the record put together? Oh, I've got one. Let me get it out. You got to see this thing. It's beautiful. But yeah, what has their involvement been? With, look at this thing. Yeah, incredible.
Thanks. It's been pretty loose, which is actually kind of neat, you know.
Yeah, great.
They trust us, so they let us just go free reign. So.
This is one of the best feeling record jackets I've ever held. It's like thick and it's smooth. It's great. Yeah, I recommend everyone touch it before you leave. Just feel it. It's great. Yeah.
It does feel amazing.
By the way, Casino Drone, man.
No, well, we don't need to talk about that. I know people are making their best of 2016 lists right now, but we don't need to talk about that. Thank you. So, I know you've played some shows locally. Are you touring at all, or what's the plan for that stuff?
Right now we're currently working on a tour in March, and we recently did a tour in Los Angeles. I think that's where
look at
that was
that.
from.
That's in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
That was a really hot show.
You like that stuff. You don't want to play a show out. Believe me. You don't want to play a show when it's minus 18.
Other than that, we have a show in Chicago next week.
Oh, okay.
With Houndmouth, which is going to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, great.
And we're going to be working on our next album. We're going to be doing some recording for that.
That's right. Yeah. So your band locally in Bloomington, is it a steady group of folks, or is it kind of a revolving door thing?
It's been half and half, kind of, sort of. Since the album released, most of the band split. I'm pretty sure a lot of you Bloomingtonians, is that how you say it?
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Bloomingtonians?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys
Bloomingtoughs.
know Charlie Patton's War.
Who's that, sorry?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of you guys know Charlie Patton's War.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's
yeah.
basically the backing band for the Indications.
Great.
But yeah, Erin lives in New York now, and Blake lives in Chicago, and Justin lives in Columbus, Ohio. So it's really hard to get everybody together all the time.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of instances where these two guys actually joined me
the
on
Magnificent
stage.
Band.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, great.
And am I correct in thinking or hearing that you hadn't really performed and sang soul consistently before this record?
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It really
I saw
is.
y'all perform back in the summer, and it seemed like, you know, a well-oiled performer of years and years.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. Really good stuff.
Durand, where can people find you? If they're looking for the record, if they're looking for you, if they want to know where these tour dates are, where's the best place to find you?
Oh, well, right now I'm in between Louisiana and Bloomington a bunch. My grandmother, who raised me, she is battling Alzheimer's and early dementia right now. And so I've been home a good bit, helping out there until we can get the paperwork together to get her a full-time caregiver. And it's been pretty cool being back home. But for the most part, I've been there. You can catch me around this week. The record's at Landlocked if you wanna go check it out over there, or you can go to the Coal Mine website and.
Great, we'll flash that right here. Yeah. Watch it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Look where you're throwing that thing.
Yeah, great. Coal Mine Records, Durand Jones and the Indications. Let's show it one more time. Take a look at that beauty. Yeah, fantastic. Durand, thanks so much for coming on, man. It's been a real pleasure having you. Durand Jones, folks. Sharnayla Page Staler. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you've had a good time. We've had a great time.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wonderful guests.
What fun.
Warm feelings.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to make it through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're gonna try to make it 5 next year.
That's right.
Yeah. We might even do a few in between.
Yeah.
But
That'd
who
be
knows?
amazing.
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, people love these Christmas specials. So
They do.
if we do like 3 or 4 next year, and then we get to that one in the season,
3 or
I think
4
that'd be
Christmas
great.
specials leading up to December, and then
Yeah,
the
exactly.
big one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, well, definitely not going to see that. Definitely not going to see that.
Oh, Santa Claus
Oh.
says the fax machine is buzzing in the back. So let's welcome Santa Claus to the show.
Welcome Santa Claus.
The Mike Adams Show, stop.
Oh,
Wait, we can't hear you.
The Mike Adams Show, stop.
well,
Has been picked up, stop. For another year of show!
what I definitely will.
What a year.
What network are we on where they're giving us like telegrams via fax?
We're on community access television services.
That
here
makes
in
it
lovely
I
Bloomington,
get that.
Indiana. They're doing their best.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah. Hey, we really thank you all for coming. We've had a great time. We're gonna leave you with a Christmas tune, all of us together.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Lou lead the way. Please join us in singing and hug each other and shake each other's hands and buy each other gifts and come and, if your hands aren't too sweaty, come and feel this record. It's wonderful. Thanks so much for being here. Louis, take it away.
Yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light.
you, Billy.
Santa Claus.
Thank you, Santa Claus.
Magnificent band. Durand Jones, Sharnayla Page Staler, and Representative Matt Pierce. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Matt.